a second.
Good
Wait.
evening, everyone, and welcome to episode 15 of Sins of the Mother. We are Crits and Cantrips playing the Dawn of Flame adventure path. And Brendan's face has looked like that for the past 5 seconds, but I've just now turned on the cameras, so the joke isn't as good. The countdown, I think we probably got around 7 or 6 in there, Dalton, so I let you actually start the episode, so
Oh, okay.
glad that happened. Yep. But no, we are Crits and Cantrips. This is episode 15, the big 1-5, halfway to 30, which is not a significant number, but just that's true. We were 50% past 10.
You're 15.
We're
Touché.
a quarter of the way to 60, so
Yeah, touche. But
can
no,
get going.
things are going well. I hope. We were just talking about random TTRPGs we want to play that we might see in the future, but I had a different topic in mind that is less relevant, so it's not as good. But I want
Cool.
to talk about it briefly here. It's starting to get cleaning wipes. Good job, buddy. It's starting to get warm out. It's getting hot. Are you guys heat people, or would you prefer the cold? You like to have the
Cold.
fan going? You like to be able to get outside and get in the summer heat, do outdoor summer activities? Prefer the cold. Wrap up the blanket, sit on the couch, watch some TV, hot bowl of soup.
I would much rather it be cold because you can always add more layers.
True.
If it's hot, there's only so many layers you can take off before you get arrested.
That's true.
And there's no underwear in space, so we got to be careful of that.
That's true.
According to George Lucas.
George Lucas. Yep.
Sick bastard. Genius.
All right, today we are getting into this game.
I don't know. That one's particularly loud today for some reason.
I was
for me.
literally thinking of that when Austin was like, "It's getting hot outside." I was like,
Yeah.
The millennial in me, every time someone's like, "Oh, it's getting hot," my brain goes, "So take a hot."
That was a TikTok last week. It was that made
I
it to
bet you
the,
love
made it
that
to the
trend.
shorts. Yeah, that was good. I think for like if I'm inside the house, I prefer when it's cold outside. But like this time of year, I feel like I get to go camping, I get to do more outdoor stuff, get to go to the pool. Like I feel like there's more things for me to do.
Both hands, Brendan,
This
both
time of
hands.
year,
When was the last time you went to the pool?
my grandparents have a pool, so
Yeah.
we opened the
The
pool
public
last
pool,
weekend.
Austin. The public pool. When was the last time you went to a public pool?
It's been a very
When was
long
last
Do you ever
time?
run down a slide?
Oh, actually, my sister has they have like a pool in like her neighborhood or whatever. So I guess
Apartment
that counts.
complex?
You went in that?
Uh-huh.
When did you do that?
Did you pee in it?
Last
Did
year,
you?
I haven't done it this year.
Hamster?
Blake and Riley both got in the pool this past weekend for a
He's
birthday
avoiding the
party at
answer.
her house.
Wait, are you
sure.
not supposed to pee in a pool?
I think it's
Apparently not, but I think it's
My
more just like,
grandpa has
frowned
a
upon.
sign above, like when you walk into the pool, that just says "Ool." There's no pee in the pool.
So there's no pee in the pool.
Yeah.
Didn't.
But no, I go to the pool fairly often.
got a Google.
Clever.
But like I do prefer. To be
Gabagool in the
completely
pool.
honest, the best seasons are the transition seasons. Prefer spring and fall over summer and winter. It's heating up or when it's
No,
cooling down.
Fall's where
so,
it's at, 100%.
Yeah, no, fall's definitely the best.
Autumn guy, 100%.
You
But if
Have
I had to
nice
choose
coats.
extreme, it's definitely cold. Cold weather.
get to have
It's
you get to have
cool
nice
guy.
coats and yeah, look around and act all.
I do like a
know,
good sweatshirt.
cool
I have a lot of
shit.
sweatshirts. I do like a good sweatshirt.
Mhm.
But I wear t-shirts year round. So.
Yeah, in the
Right now.
summer, I have like maybe 6 pockets, like tops.
Mhm.
Sucks.
Yeah. that's
When
fair.
we're in winter, I can get up to like 16. So
I feel like I have more during the summer. I wear cargo shorts.
Oh,
In
yeah,
fact,
that's
I'm
the
wearing
six.
them right
Yeah,
now.
front, back, left.
But when I wear jeans, I only have the 1, 2, 3, 4. I
Yeah,
guess
but
you're
in
talking
winter,
about like
you're wearing a
jacket.
coat.
I don't really wear
Yeah.
coats. I wear sweatshirts.
Oh, I wear hella coats. I wear jackets,
I
undercoats.
pretty much just wear a
Wear-
sweatshirt. Like I'll wear a coat if it's miserably cold outside and I have to go do something. But most of the time, it's just a sweatshirt. What are you thinking, Brendan?
Cool.
I think that I like being comfortable, and I resent the question. No.
Living in the basement?
I-
No. Was that changing your
Yeah.
opinion? Living. Having your office in the basement.
I feel like indoors I run hot and it's uncomfortable, but I feel like I hate being cold. I absolutely despise being cold. So if you're asking me to choose between the two of them, I have to choose being hot. It's being better.
Sure.
That's better. But like, really, I just I don't know why I can't just be comfortable everywhere. We as a society have advanced beyond being uncomfortable.
Why can't I set the temperature of my house to be one temperature year round and have
We
it
live
always be
in a
comfortable?
society.
Why is 70 way too cold in the summer,
'Cause
but not
Because your
hot
body
enough?
acclimates.
Hate it though.
Yeah.
Bro, our
Done.
house is usually
Solved.
around 70 degrees.
Yeah, that would be freezing.
that's-
It's 70, according to my fan
I
right now, it's
love it.
78 degrees in my office.
Oh, that's
Huh?
way too hot.
It's pretty warm.
I would. 78
Yeah,
was what it was whenever we had no AC last week, and I was not.
It's only that hot because I'm
not
streaming
having a
and
good
all
time.
the stuff is going in here. It's
Drop
probably
that by 10 points and you got it.
it's probably 75 in the living room, and that's like cool. I'll set it to like 75 or 74 at night, and like that's usually just about perfect.
I always set
But
it
I
to
also feel it's-
69.
It's different in different houses too. Like 69 at someone's house, like I know it's not, but like the way that
It's in the
system works,
proximity
it
to
is.
vents.
Well, I have a
how much
vent
fans
at
you
my
got going?
legs, so like when
Yeah.
the AC kicks on, it's fucking freezing, like at my legs. So that's unfortunate. Or it's good.
The air conditioning is kicked on now, and I'm in the basement, so I don't need it. And I'm just like,
Cold.
what the fuck? Help!
You have vents closed down there?
I mean, I could close them, but it doesn't mean it's still be
Put
cold.
putty-
in the
That'll
basement.
certainly
Put,
help.
put a bunch of putty in the vent, just close it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah,
There's stuff
concrete.
full of things. I'll
Quick
put
Crete.
socks in there.
Quick
Yeah, there you
Crete,
go.
yeah.
Yeah. I feel like Quickcrete. The vent's above me, so I think that Quickcrete would be a very difficult task. I have
Yeah,
to like
you do
tape,
it.
tape the vent
Screw up a-
closed for a while.
Yeah. And then at that point, you
I
might
was
as well
gonna
just only tape it.
Yeah.
If you want to be
a
permanent,
lot
you
of
get
work.
a 2x4 up in there,
Yeah.
and then pour the quick crete in there, and then
Mhm,
uncover it.
mhm,
Don't forget to put your
mhm.
rebar in though too. You want sturdy concrete. So
Sure,
drop
sure.
1 bar of rebar into the vent too.
Also, because it's about to hide cocaine. All right, we good to go?
I was born
I
good
don't know.
to
I feel
go.
like we could just do an episode of This Old House. I feel
This
like we're
old house.
ready.
Let's just everyone get your cameras on your phones, and we'll walk around houses and we'll do some DIY
Yeah. All
fixes.
right. You guys want to see my ceiling? All right. Here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Going up.
Little ceiling action.
Yeah,
There's
we
the
were gonna
vent in
wait for
question.
50,000.
Look, there's a light there.
Uh-huh.
Installed it
Like,
myself.
No, you
The
didn't.
ceiling
Oh yeah,
I
you
found
did.
in elementary school.
Fixture was already there, but I had to replace the old piece of crap light that was in here. It was
Yeah.
like womp 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 womp, and I'm just
Valid.
like, yeah,
That
I'm not.
sounds pretty
My
cool.
office, my office is not going to be here under a 1980s shop light.
Valid. Oh, Dalton, I don't think I showed you. I have a new necklace. Did I
You
show
showed
you?
me.
I thought
Yes,
I
you
got
did.
that last week. Sorry. Okay.
Austin's
thought I-
starting to really bling.
I only wear it during
the
the sessions, so not really. It's just sitting in the
Pulling
desk
himself
always.
out and not realize who's who and what he's told things to people.
Well, that's just
the
that's
last
been the
few.
case.
The last few Tinder non-dates have not panned out for him, so he's finally got himself a necklace.
I mean, I guess they
that,
didn't work out
shows-
because they didn't happen. Like zero
Yeah.
is null. Is
He's
null.
never spoken to anyone on Tinder, so he'll get there eventually.
That might be true.
Yeah, boy.
You gotta
Oh
talk
my
to them.
god.
I got a match first, Brendan.
Viewers. If you know any single ladies,
All the single ladies. All the single ladies.
contact us, and we
Yeah,
will give
Chris-
you Austin's address.
Contact us at
Contact
at
Crits
Crits
and
and Cantrips on Twitter and Blue Sky. Comment, subscribe on our YouTube, follow us on TikTok and Instagram. We need 3 more followers before we can have emotes and we can start playing ads. And once we start, we can't stop. So that's gonna suck for the viewers.
We can make people watch ads. Hell yeah!
Yep.
I love that.
I mean, we get money if we have ads.
Uh huh.
Theoretically,
But I'm talking like
people
a
have to watch
cent,
it.
a cent
Cents
for an
on the
ad.
dollar,
So
baby. We're still gonna split that though, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
no, that will pay
25
for
minutes.
your AI art and
There we go.
me buying Foundry modules.
Yeah. Right now, it's probably a net negative.
Oh, very
so,
much a
we
net
can start
negative.
splitting it if you want.
We are in the hole for this channel.
Okay, everybody, give me $25.
Exactly.
We can start having subs though. That's where the real money's at
We
too.
could do
3
we
more
could start doing
followers.
Hero Lab. We can start doing Hero Lab for Pathfinder
Minis.
character sheets.
Yeah.
That's like
Hmm.
$450 a person or something to have.
Or demiplane.
all the books.
Demiplane.
Yeah. It's we could get some real primo stuff going on here. We could
Primo.
buy. We could get custom dice. We could contact somebody and get custom dice for us. You know. Get a sponsor.
Foundry VTT.
So far, we've got 3 people
And
watching
Norse
this,
Foundry.
so probably
We had 5,
I'd like
so
to see like any number of zeros behind that.
yeah,
Before we
just
start
double
talking
digits is what I'm asking for.
It'll be
I
di-
prefer
double
actually a
digits would be great
9.
place to start.
I don't even want
Double
zeros. I
digits.
just want 9s. All right, we'll jump in. All right, so episode 15, episode 14. Let's roll it back just a little bit. Who wants to talk about what we did last week? Easy to
Why don't
do
we
if you
talk
have the
about what we
notes
did?
pulled up.
5
fighting.
sessions.
There was a lot of fighting of the Silver Surfer-esque dude that was like full of fire.
The
Ace
air
got
elemental.
Ace got his shit kicked in. And then Hyperion was really, really struggling with the door where the dude in this control room was.
Yep.
Yeah, that was kind of it.
So yeah, two sessions ago was the big verdant growth explosion of vines that happened up top here, and so the last episode was kind of you guys getting off of the balcony, fighting this fire elemental that was down here. I kept saying the word irregardless, and then there was kind of this hack battle situation here, where Hyperion was trying to get inside, ended up coming outside. The guy inside had control of this pink dot here is representing like almost like a claw machine hand that they used to like move stuff around from the outside. The claw, exactly. And Hyperion took it over, and then at the end of last week's episode, which we're still in a combat, which we will resume here shortly, the guy took control back of the arm and then hit Sunny with him with the hand. So you guys also saw like an onion shaped crystally looking device up on these kind of computers here to the north, along with a hacking kit. So you think whatever was going on has something to do with that potentially. And last thing I'll bring up here before we jump in is I added a module to Foundry, because I'm always trying to add new things to Foundry, and I saw someone talk about this, thought it was pretty cool. When you guys are always asked, not always, but you guys do occasionally ask me, how's this guy looking? Is this guy looking bad? Is this guy looking hurt? And I don't think it's super valid to just tell you, yeah, they're at 15 out of 32 HP. Like, that doesn't seem super fun. But when you ask those kinds of checks, I feel like as a character, you would probably have a rough idea of what's going on. So if you hover over an enemy now during a combat, which you guys could do on this guy now, you will get a little description above kind of saying how hurt he is looking. So
Cool.
I won't go through the levels and do the math breakdown or whatever, but just know that like if you were to ask me how they're looking, you can just hover over them now. It only works during combat. And so you guys can just do that. And I think it kind of helps with like you guys don't necessarily have to ask me, so it doesn't have to be like part of stream. Because like maybe some people on the stream don't want to know how people sound, that sort of thing. So you guys can always just do that on your own now, hover over those enemies and see how they look. So if you have any questions on that, or we think it's being too revealing, I can also mess with the levels. If we just want to say like healthy and hurt, like I could do that. You know, we could play around with it. So, but we will jump. I digress, exactly. But we'll go ahead and jump in here. So, like I said, last thing that happened during this combat. Vedek took back control of the arm. As a standard action, he gave his move action to the thing, and then used its standard action to attack Sunny and hit Sunny. And so now it's Hyperion's turn.
I gotta say, man, this sucks. I think I cast Hollow Spheres last time, and I've not fired them all off, but I'm on the other side of a window from this guy.
Yep.
So I have to assume that I can't just phase them through the window
Probably not. No.
to attack him.
I can give you the hardness if you want to try to
And it
break
would
through
be-
clear aluminum. Is what this
Yeah,
is.
it would be there'd be 3 rounds for me to get around the corner. So we'll either have lost or won the fight by that point.
Probably.
So I think the only thing I could do is say, "Oh no, you don't," and go back to the computer and keep trying to counter hack this guy.
It is going to be tougher
so-
to kind of peel back the curtain a little bit. The DC is what he got on his check. If you take it over, then DC for him will be what you get on the check, etc., etc. So, oh no.
Was that an engineering check or a computer's check?
So let's see. It is. It's 1 to shut it down. It's an engineering to take it over. No, hold on, let me look. That was a good question. It is a computer's check to take it over. It is an engineering check to shut it down.
Oh.
So if you want to take it over, it's going to be the DC. If you just want to shut it down, it's going to be engineering, but it's probably going to be an easier check now, considering you guys are like hacking each other back and forth. So you could basically rage quit the hack battle and just smash shit and break shit so that neither of you could use it potentially, if that makes sense.
And either way, it's like the standard action on my turn, right?
It would be a standard action, yes. You'd still have a move.
Where's the
if you
terminal
want.
actually at?
The
Is it
terminal
here?
is right over here.
Yeah.
But you are, you are
I was
using
remotely
it
hacking
remotely.
it, but
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna shut it. No, I like the tug of war more. I'm gonna do another computer's check and see if I can
Okay.
get control from him. I rolled well, so it will be a 26 total.
Nice.
Not enough?
Not enough. So
Ah.
close. That definitely would have been enough to get it the first time.
Yeah.
But he also rolled very well when he got it. So
There was a natty 15, so it is
okay, so
tough
it's definitely
tough
possible though.
to
You are
it's
very
possible.
close. So
Yeah.
okay, so that's your moving standard.
Yep.
All right.
I say, oh no, you don't, and
And
I'm
he
like,
did.
Maybe you do.
And Sonny, you are up. And you know, again, you came into this room, and this thing flew up the rail and smacked you in the face. I mean, I will say you guys can, like, attack this thing, too, if you want.
Yeah, I also knew that it was just before this in our control, so
That's true.
it could be an asset.
That is true.
Would I be able to move diagonally back to the right here?
Yeah,
Is that a
That's
viable
fine. Yep.
place for me? Okay, I'm just gonna take a step then.
Okay,
just
so
to try
guard
and get
step
away
back.
from it in the meantime.
Okay.
That still leaves me a standard, so I'm gonna go ahead and shoot our badly injured foe
Okay.
here.
Sure.
What was he? What? I mean, I know he's kind of lizard-like. Do we know his species or anything? You think like that?
I don't recall if you guys rolled on it, but you've dealt with, like, enough of them that you would know he's an Akeshti.
An Akeshti. Okay.
Yeah.
So they're the ones
squirt
that
blood from his
shoot
eyes.
shoot blood from their eyes. Yep.
Okay. Okay. So that's a 18 EAC to hit.
18 EAC will be a hit.
Nice.
Sweet. Ah, just for 2 points of damage though.
Okay.
Hey, it's not nothing.
Not nothing.
Minimum
Okay.
damage.
That will be your turn, Sidmore. You are up.
I have my solar weapon and I say, "You will stop at this at once," and I slice at him. For a not gonna hit. That's a 10.
That is correct. A 10 will not hit. So that is your. That's a standard action, so you could still move potentially, if you wanted to.
Is he? Will I not take an attack opportunity from him if I move through?
You
Because he's like
No.
technically on a computer.
he has. I believe he's got a pistol out right now, so you are good.
Yeah, then I'm gonna move here to block him from just trying to fuck around anywhere down here.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
Make
Ace,
ready.
Ace.
Your turn comes.
Okay.
So loud. Make ready. Your turn comes. I love it.
Gonna go ahead. Why can I not? There we go. He wasn't wanting to move. Gonna go ahead and go and take a shot with my reaction cannon. Plus it's a +3 on this. 17 to hit.
17 will be a hit.
Okay. D10. 7 + 3. 10 damage.
Okay. And what kind of damage is that again? I just want to make sure I'm...
Piercing.
Okey-doke.
And remind me because I didn't have to do a lot of range stuff in previous ones. Reloading would be a move action.
It's a move
correct?
action. Yep.
Okay. All right, then that will be my turn.
Okay. All right.
It's your turn.
It gets back to this guy, and he's like barely able to even like stare at the screen any longer, and he just throws his hands up off of the computer, and he goes, "Ah, mercy, mercy, you win." Seemingly surrenders, puts his hands in the air.
Good call.
It would technically be Hyperion's turn next. You do anything? React to that at all? Uh-oh, Hyperion has turned red.
No.
Oh,
I
no.
don't do anything.
Okay, so Hyperion doesn't do anything. Sunny, I'm giving everyone a chance here to do something within initiative before we go out of initiative if they'd like to. Sunny, would you like to do anything? Let's put his hands up. Mercy, mercy.
I'd probably just nudge Ace and say, Ace, would you mind going and restraining him? I don't quite trust him.
Okay, Sunny talks to Ace. Sidmore, what would you do here?
Sidmore already having manacles out, like to hand shackle him. He's just like, well.
I can't see you. You're behind him.
Okay. Then he pops his head on. He's like, I have already got it.
Oh, perfect.
I do. I shackle him.
Okay. All right. Well, we will call that. I guess Ace, are you okay with that, or is there anything? Would you like to
Yeah.
just shoot him in the head?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
If Sidmore is gonna restrain him.
Okay.
Once he's restrained, Ace is gonna go ahead and reload his gun.
All right. So you guys now have him restrained.
Immediately, Ace is going to request a 10-minute rest.
Okay, so you guys can be. You remember for 10-minute rests that you guys can still be like doing things. Like you're not going to do anything hard, but you guys could like roam
I don't
around,
think
look
Ace
around.
is gonna be doing a goddamn thing.
Well, that's fine.
right
That is just fine. I'm just letting you know that
now.
like everyone
Ace
could
is-
potentially
Ace is
do
gonna
that.
find a chair and sit his
Yeah.
ass down.
So based on the timing of how everything took, you would know that no, now I'm not gonna remember her name. I'm bad. Nib is remember, she is on her way. She said she was coming to get help. You guys spoke with her, 4 or 5 minutes ago. So you know that her and potentially like a security force or some sort of backup is probably a couple of minutes away. So if there's anything that you guys would want to do around the museum before other people get here, you're welcome to do that now. If you do a full 10-minute rest and don't do anything, then those people are definitely going to show up, which is, like potentially fine. But if you guys want to loot bodies, perception check
guess
on
that's fair.
people, check devices, do anything else around the museum, you're more than welcome to do so now.
I guess Ace
just
will
kinda-
come over and check the body of this air elemental.
Yeah, so the body is basically nothing. It like disintegrated into like a pile of like dust. So there's really nothing on this air elemental.
Okay.
It's kind of
No
just
frost salts?
gone. Yeah, no frost salts. Nope.
Damn it.
Yeah, I know.
Um,
That would be cool.
Has
you s-
the verdant green gone down yet? Has it been a minute? Or does
I
that,
guess.
was that 10 minutes
How long does that?
last?
That said we listed Brendan. How long
Minute
was the
per spell
minute per
level?
level or something like that?
Something like that.
I'm
I
gonna
do not
say that
recall.
it does not impede you guys enough at this point out of combat to worry
it's
about
just,
it.
It's just difficult terrain. It's not
Yeah,
like we're
so
gonna-
it's just it
gonna
would take
keep
you
doing.
maybe a little bit longer to walk through it, but we'll go ahead and remove it from the map for now.
Okay.
So yeah, there's bodies to loot. But yeah, you guys just let me go. Let me just go through each of you and kind of tell me
You
what you
said
think
there
that
was
you were
like
doing.
book bags and stuff over here by
Uh-huh.
the computers, wasn't there? Can
Yep,
I drag all
so-
this stuff together and look at it?
Yep. So if you go up, there is 3 industrial backpacks up to the north here. That's what those circles are. There's not necessarily like anything in them other than the like rocks and like gems and like minerals and stuff that were on display that they were trying to steal. So you guys can leave those. You could attempt to steal them. You could do whatever you want with those, but let me know what you're thinking.
You see the reflection of all these jewels in Hyperion's holographic eye,
Mm-hmm.
and he says, "We could be rich beyond our wildest dreams," with a completely flat tone, and then he closes the backpack and leaves it there.
Okay. Do you guys want to take the backpacks? They are like an actual item. Like there's 3 industrial backpacks.
We just empty him out.
Good.
They just dump
I
all
mean,
the
they
stuff on
don't-
the floor.
They don't really help us with like being able to stash our stuff
do.
or carry it any
I
better.
think they
to be
do.
present.
Yeah.
It's something like the
let's
first
see.
2 pounds of stuff you
Padded
put in there
bands
doesn't
straps across
count.
the waist. Distribute. They can carry roughly 2 bulk of items,
Okay.
and it
I
is
have
I mean,
one
I
equipped
wouldn't-
right now.
1
It
bulk
might be
itself.
all right to. I mean, I guess Ace will holler unless these guys up here have them, but Ace will
Yeah.
holler. I'll take one of those backpacks, empty out the stuff that was in them, and we can.
Sure.
I'll take one.
They also say, and I'll throw this in defense so you guys can grab them. But when wearing a properly fitted industrial backpack, you treat your strength score as 2 higher for the purposes of determining your carrying capacity.
Nice.
So that's pretty cool. Okay, I will transfer 3 backpacks to shared. So there should be 3 there now. 3 backpacks.
I'm going to ask. I'm going to wait till we
Oh,
have
wait.
an associate to
I
help
did the
put all
wrong
this
thing.
merchandise back. I don't want to just dump it on the floor.
That's fair.
I accidentally did 3 high capacity batteries, which you guys also will find on people.
Holy shit! These
Yeah, I
backpacks
don't-
turned into batteries in my hands.
So Ace, are you going up top to loot the guys that were up top here?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a perception check as you're kind of looking through their bodies.
Ew.
Whoa!
Fucking psycho.
Right. 16 on the die. Perception is a +3, so 19 total.
Okay. With a 19 total, you recognize that all of them have the same like insignia on them. Like there's the same symbol like on all of their different sets of gear.
Okay.
You don't immediately recognize it, but well, I guess I don't know if you immediately recognize it. Give me a your profession mercenary check. Don't you have one of those, right?
I have profession, but it doesn't have anything with it. It's just a plus. It's just a +0.
It
I
should be
thought-
part of your.
I thought you had
Profession,
something
like your
that made it so
backstory.
you could look into mercenary groups better or something along those lines.
I'm not seeing it specifically in here, but
Could have sworn that we've had
don't-
you roll like mercenary checks
It
before.
would be
or
under-
something.
It'd be under traits and benefits at the bottom.
traits and benefits. Okay. So mine. So mine is culture or diplomacy to gather or recall information about enemy troop sizes and tactics by 5. Would you consider that as this like still do
No,
+5
not
on that?
necessarily, but I'll keep that in mind here.
'Cause mine's I'm a career trooper, not
Sure.
necessarily a mercenary.
let me ask you this. When you notice this insignia, do you mention it to anyone else?
Yeah,
do you
I think he would. He might like over the because we have kind of short range comms
Yeah.
that we can talk to, right? Yeah,
Sure. Yeah,
he'll
yeah.
mention these guys have some sort of insignia. It looks kind of familiar, but
Okay.
I guess I can just roll flat intelligence.
So
you
here's
want.
what I'll say. So there's you guys can do a culture check. Any of you now, because you know that the symbol is also on the deck down here. So if Ace mentions it, a culture check, or you can basically search for it online for a computer's check as well. So I would let you do like search online to see if you recognize this symbol, a culture check just to see if you recognize it from the culture, or Justin, it would basically, yeah, I mean, you could roll. I will give you a bonus to that mercenary check to recognize if you want to roll that and give me your numbers. So just a d20 there, basically. Let me know what you get.
I got an 18 on the die.
Okay. Okay, so yeah, Ace maybe separately from, I don't know if anyone else is going to try to Google it, would recognize this as the gang known as the Bloodshots. And they are a small-time gang from this like sphere, like this area, the Corona. Or not even, excuse me, they are not from this sphere. They are from another city. Let me activate this map for you. Again, so they are from this far right sphere, the Corona over here. They're a small-time gang from over there, the Bloodshots.
A bunch of stoners.
Yeah, exactly.
These guys are seem to be Bloodshots. Don't know what the hell they're doing over here.
Okay, let me pull you guys back over here. Oh, wrong one. Back over here.
Oh no.
Bounce, bounce, bounce. Okay. So, let's see. Well, let me first ask before I try it to start separating. You guys gonna like strip this Vidok guy? What are we doing to him? Are we looking at stuff?
I was waiting on everybody to do their thing.
Okay.
During all this, I'm questioning him.
Okay.
Like right after everything kind of gets done, people start filtering out. He says, "You, what were you doing here? Answer me honestly."
Okay. So to get this guy to talk, it's going to be some sort of a check. He like looks at you and basically doesn't say anything. So what are you like? Are you going to be?
I'll attempt a diplomacy. I'll stay
diplomacy?
nice.
Okay.
Look, it is in your best interest to tell us what you are doing. The cops are already on their way, and that will not end well for you. If you at least participate and tell us something good, maybe we can shorten your time. And that is going to be a 21 diplomacy.
He goes, "You'll never be able to deal with Mama. My work here is done anyway. Do what you will with me."
Have we searched him yet?
You guys have
Because
not.
we were thinking that he had like a data stick or something that he was maybe uploading something to.
Okay. So yeah, I will say if you search him, let me just list off some of the things that you find on him, and then after that, I will add all of the gear from all of the guys over to the shared thing. I just want you guys to kind of know separately what's going on here.
Mm-hmm.
So if you search him, he's wearing graphite carbon skin.
Okay.
He's got a static arc pistol, as everyone does. He's got a battery. He's got a survival knife. He has 2 Mark I serums of healing. He has a spell gem of Identify. He's got a warehouse key card with like a symbol on it that you don't quite recognize. He's got a cred stick with just 100 credits on it. And then he's got what looks to be a staff key card for the museum that you guys are at. That's got someone's like face or name on it that is not his. And I will
Staff card.
Yeah, I will take you back to last week, Hyperion. When you came in here, you actually noticed all of the like jackets and stuff, like the lab coats here to the right. There was like one like thrown on the ground that kind of stuck out a little bit. So like potentially that's the link there. So let me add this stuff over. So
can I attempt one more other check just to try to get anything out of them?
Absolutely, yeah, for sure.
So if I fail diplomacy, then I'm just gonna flip it straight to intimidation.
Okay.
Let me say. Looky here, motherfucker. You are going to tell us what we need to know, or you are going to rot in jail for the rest of your days.
Before you roll, is anyone helping?
Ooh,
Is
good
anyone pushing him in? Like, what is everyone else doing? Is anyone else in this room? Just want
I
to
don't think
make sure
Ace
that
is
we're
close enough that he can do
yeah.
any sort
Ace
of
is
help.
probably not, but I don't know about Hyperion or Sunny here. What their
Can I
kind
do
of what
like
their
a
vibe is.
Can I do like a sense motive to try and understand what this guy's like motivations are, like what he might want, like in return for
Sure,
him
you can do
helping?
that. We could say that you did that right after, like based on that
First question?
response that he gave to Sidmore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's my sense motive? That would have been good to know. 22.
Okay. With the 22, it looks like it feels like this guy is a lot more loyal to whatever cause they're fighting for, or whoever they're working for. He's a lot more loyal than like the rest of the people are. So whoever this mama he mentioned is, I think he's probably just more loyal / scared of them than he is of you guys.
I'm scared. Go scared. Do you want me to roll mine?
Okay, so yeah, go ahead and roll your intimidate check. If Sonny's maybe just kind of hanging back, watching from a distance now, trying to get a read on this guy.
Okay, that was much better. That is going to be a 25.
25. He goes, all right, damn, easy. In exchange for my freedom, I'll tell you whatever you want to know.
Sure.
Okay, are you actually going to try to
No,
work out some
I'm
freedom for him?
I'm not gonna let
okay.
him. I'm not gonna
In
let
that
him
case,
free, no.
I need a bluff check.
Okay. You know what? Fuck it. I'll accept that. Of course, buddy. Talk to us. Tell us everything you know. We'll work with you. Oh, I did not pass that. That is gonna be a 13.
He goes, I don't believe you.
But I do. I believe me.
Yes, I don't believe you. But if you can spare me pain, as you so much threatened, I suppose I could have a civilized chat with you before anyone else gets here.
When he says that, it's the whole, if there's no pain, you can see the expression on Sidmore's face change to like a serious one. He's like, oh, I promise you there is no pain. Damn it, I went to clinics. Dude, every time.
It's tough. No, I hear you. 1,000%. Yeah.
Anyway, you get the point.
Okay, what do you want to know? Make it quick.
This mama you speak of, who is that?
He goes, just mama to you. Because she is our leader, but just mama.
And do you consider yourself a cult?
What? No such thing. We're a gang at best.
There are
But this whole job was not our usual MO. We're the type to see a car in the street and take it in and take it apart for parts that we sell on the black market. This whole thing is not our forte, obviously.
So, your mama, she got paid more money to do a job outside of her experience.
That's not my place to ask. It's not something that we normally do, but I couldn't tell you why.
How long has your loyalty loved to this woman?
Oh, Mama took me in when I was very young, as she did all of us.
Yeah, cult leaders like to do that.
See, this is already turning.
You're
I
right,
already
you're
called
right.
that one.
No, they're basically just Jawas.
Let me pause for a moment. Sunny, Hyperion, Ace, I guess everyone else. I have put all of the loot from the guys up top and him in the shared So there's like 32 things in that right now. Most of it's the
Yeah,
same.
it looks like we can pick it
I'm
up
just
for some
having
reason.
trouble moving it over to my equipment.
Oh, really?
It's not letting me. Yeah, like I can view the details on it, but it's not giving me the option to move it.
Let me try refreshing, see if that changes anything. I don't know. There's no settings for me on the gear necessarily.
Okay. Refreshing.
Maybe it just hadn't loaded in exactly.
Inventory. Nope. Not seeing anything.
Someone was able to do this before, weren't we?
Yeah, it worked
guys-
before. It's just not working currently.
Okay. I don't know. I'm not going to mess with it right now.
That's fine.
My advice would
that's
just
fine.
be open
Yeah, that's
another
fine.
tab, and you guys can talk about it. Like you can, just
Yeah.
manually add things.
Yeah, totally
most
fine.
of the stuff in there, I don't think you're going to use right away anyway. There's
No.
4 rifles and 4 armors
Yeah.
and that sort of thing. So, but I will see if I can figure that out afterwards. So you don't feel like you have to
Okay,
mess with it
no
too
worries.
much.
Yep.
As far as your characters go, just looting. Ace probably is still up there, kind of messing around with stuff. That's probably going to take a couple minutes here. Hyperion doing anything different now, and Sunny still just kind of observing this conversation, doing anything different.
I think Sunny would be more just trying to keep him from getting quiet or being unproductive in any way. More just being backup to the to the interrogation.
Cool. Yeah, so if you continue the conversation, kind of talking with this guy, Sidmore, you notice that every now and then, like when you're kind of asking about what he's doing, he keeps smiling, like he knows that it's almost a smile that's like we've already won, and he keeps eyeing like out of the corner of his eye this onion-shaped device thing that's in the corner.
If I notice that, I'm gonna like give a look to Sunny, like look at him, and then just dart my eyes over towards the thing to kind of say like, "Hey," without saying it in front of this guy.
Okay, and yeah, I'll wander over to it. This
Okay.
thing here.
It's not actually on the map. There's a device in this corner though. So if you guys wander up to it, you don't immediately recognize what this is. But you could give me an engineering, a mysticism, or a computer's check to see if you can. I wouldn't say identify what it is because you're not really using identify necessarily. But you could try to figure out what this thing might be.
I could try
Not-
mysticism.
I'm not good at any of those.
That's fine. Hyperion, would you want to do that too? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll call Hyperion over the comms.
Yeah, you guys could
Mysticism's not great, but I've got what were the options?
computers, engineering, or mysticism. It looks to be some
Okay,
sort
yeah.
of magical technological device. So anything that would kind of align with those is what I would accept here.
Computers, I can rock and roll.
Okay.
Only rolled a 6, but I get a 17 with that.
Okay. Sunny.
Just a 9 for mysticism.
Okay. Yeah, I would say purely because of your history, Hyperion, you probably would be able to recognize this as an astral transponder. It's something that maybe even EdgeCorp uses on occasion. But an astral transponder, which I can add to the equipment, but you guys can't take from some. I still don't understand. Transfer to shared. Can't see it, but oh well. So an astral transponder was developed to help remotely hack secure computers. An astral transponder uses the transitive astral plane to discreetly transmit data to another computer in a pre-programmed location. So it's the way that I've been thinking about it is it's almost like an ender chest from like Minecraft, or like a quantum computer. Like it instantly transfers like information back and forth, but like through like another plane of existence. But yeah, that is what you find sitting on the corner there. And it is a level 5 item.
I mentioned this in chat, but I'm taking the serums of healing and immediately going to use one of them on myself.
Okay.
Because Ace is...
You have actual hit point damage?
Oh, yeah.
He's got no hit points.
I was down to 3 HP before I used my serum of healing, and then I got 4 back from it, so I'm at 7 HP.
Okay.
Okay, that's better. That was max health on that.
Okay, so you guys now know that
better
this
now.
guy was probably using this astral transponder for something.
Is there any way we can see who he was talking to or what he was using it for?
You could try. That'd be another computers or engineering check, probably, if you want to try to figure out where it was going. If you want to try
You
to
want me to make
figure
a
it
serum?
out, you could also, you could also ask him. I said more if you wanted to try to continue your questioning and just ask him, you could. But there's a couple different lines of reasoning you could take.
I had other things I wanted to ask this
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
I
sure,
was
sure,
taking
sure.
my turn.
I can carry this piece over to Sidmore and say, he appears to have been communicating with someone outside of this realm of existence.
Well, so I will say it uses the transitive plane, but like
Damn
that's
it!
like
Smash it on the
that's
ground.
that's the intermediary. So it's still like,
You're still in this realm. He's just
Yeah,
using
I'm like
that
sending
as a,
it to
as
you.
a courier.
but I'm sending it through another realm to get to you, basically, which is crazy. Sci-fi
Like
is
the
wild.
digital world.
Yeah, living in a
a
digital
phone.
world. Yeah,
Like
Oh,
how
sure.
phones work.
I mean maybe, except for they don't really go to another plane of existence.
And I am a
It's a different world.
Okay,
World
well,
ones and zeros.
I rolled a
Electrical
natural
signals.
20 on my reflex save to catch that from hitting the ground.
Nice.
Okay.
But question time.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing here? What did you accomplish?
He goes, well, I accomplished. Well, lost my voice for you, but that's where I'm going to keep it. I've lost, God damn it. I accomplished everything that I set here to accomplish. The transponder just takes all of the most recent data and sends it away. It's finished. We got everything we needed.
What was the data?
I don't know.
Signal going.
I can't interpret what's going on there.
Where
were the
the
signals
signals
going?
going?
Where's Rachel?
I just turned it on.
He's not telling us everything.
What do you want to know? Where it's being sent? Who asked me to do it?
What?
What do you
What
want
is
from
it?
me? I don't know.
Yeah.
Data.
Go.
I'm not smart. I'm a fighter. I'm a leader.
You're an imbecile.
Find
rips
out where
off-
the data
He rips
was
off his
going.
chains and stabs you through the... I'm just kidding.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Shucks.
It's Kame.
He says,
No,
my name's
no.
Ugress.
Everybody get out of
Yeah.
Everyone exit the universe.
Ace will.
No, get him out of here. 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 He doesn't belong here. Get him out. There.
Yeah, see?
I showed him.
Yeah, I
He
feel
goes,
like we
"Well-
squeezed all the juice we could out of this lemon.
I suppose, tell ya. Don't know why, but we sent it to that cryogenerics place over in Corona.
Are you trying to bring down someone? Trying to what are you
just-
trying to accomplish?
I just
What is
take
your
orders
goal?
to get the data and send it away.
And then what? You're going to fuck off?
I was going to leave. Didn't realize you all would be here.
What were you going to do after that? Go to
Uh-huh.
TGI Fridays?
Probably steal more trucks, break them down, sell them for parts. Whatever Mama says.
You know what she said? There'd be days like this.
Boom, what you say?
There'd be
I
days
thought you
like
were gonna
this,
say
Mama
that
said.
life was like a box of chocolates.
That too.
now that you've heard him talk a little bit, why doesn't someone give me a culture check or a computers check on this cryogenerics that he mentioned?
3.
Okay.
3? Holy.
19 computers.
Okay.
13 culture.
Okay. DC 15 computers check. So you learn that there's a Corona business called Meltdown Scrappers that acquired this business cryogenerics last year. What did you say you got on your check? Computers?
19.
19. Okay. You would know that it specializes in storing temperature sensitive gases and equipment, mostly frozen food, environmental controls, and starship coolants. And it's like if you continue to search a little bit more, it's pretty trivial to find. Hold on. Let's see.
That's what cryogenerics does, or
That's
meltdown scrappers?
Cryogenerics. So you find cryogenerics, and then you know that they were recently like bought out, basically, by this other business called Meltdown Scrappers.
And has all of their business and employee culture been going steadily downhill since then?
Depends on who you ask. It's really up to like the immediate manager to see like how their situation is.
I see. Is there some like really, really dumb reward system that you could like give each other? I don't know, like
Starbucks.
if you've
They
done
give each
well?
other stars. Yeah,
Mm.
Starbucks instead of like actual Starbucks. They give you stars.
You could give each other cakes if you're doing well, and if you earn 10,000 cakes, you can exchange it for 10 real world credits.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Wait, is this play fucking about me?
Wait a minute. You could buy cheap, but cheap knockoffs of products in the company store that just have the logos taped onto them.
The shout out is called Hey Cakes.
Hey cakes.
You would also know from that check that a cooling industry is so common in the burning archipelago that it's almost like invisible. Like there's so many of them that exist that you would know that like this kind of business very much goes under the radar.
We really shouldn't gloss over that. Austin, you said archipelago without fucking it up for the first time.
I know. I read it
think he said-
beforehand. Archipelago.
Did you prepped
He
it?
said,
No, I read it as I was reading it. I jumped
It's like a
ahead and
wizard.
continued speaking, and like looked at it, and then like got it was kind of crazy. It was like some
Practice
some
spell.
rapper level shit. I did almost
read
add
it
an
for the
A
first
to the
time.
end of it though.
I was gonna say, it
Archipelago.
kind of sounded like a feminine version of
Yeah.
it. You know,
It's the feminine way to say
the
it.
female version of the
Yeah.
islands.
It's you know how God, this is so dumb. You know how they have like male and female joints, like the female is more of an inlet than an archipelago because it's a female. It's a
Talking
long,
about charters,
whatever.
wires?
Yeah, chargers, wires, bolts, whatever. You know, this one
Sometimes
it's
we
an
go too
inlet versus
far.
like a peninsula is maybe actually what I'm thinking of instead of an
No,
archipelago.
keep
but
going.
I'm gonna stop now.
Spend a lot more time on the subject.
Yep. Okay. So around this time, actually, hold on. Last thing I would say is that you recognize now, Brendan, having Googled it, like the logo that's like in the top left corner of their website or whatever is the same logo that was on one of the key cards that this guy had. I said that he had 2 key cards on him. And so one of them was for the DCI staff thing, and the other one was it was like for cryogenerics.
Oh, warehouse, right?
Yeah.
Warehouse
Oh,
key.
yeah.
It was a cryogenerics warehouse key. Okay, so around this time, I'll say that Nib and some like a couple police officers, and they've got a couple of those drones, like these security drones, show up. And they start cleaning things up. A couple minutes passes. It's been 10 minutes now, so you guys can all mark a 10-minute rest. You haven't really done anything that wouldn't justify giving yourselves the 10-minute rest at this point. You've kind of been searching around a little bit. They go through, they find all of the gems still where they're supposed to be, and like the rocks where they're supposed to be. And one of the, I feel like this music is above where it should be. One of the
Thanks.
people who works at the museum, like one of the heads, comes up to you guys, and it's just like, "Oh, you all have been such a great help over this last week or so. I can't believe that you're able to help us defend against these hooligans. That one will be sent to jail, no doubt about it. But I don't know what else more than we can offer you other than our greatest thanks. And, well, here's just a little bit of a reward for you. Appreciate it." And she gives you guys 1,500 credits.
Wow, each?
Nope, not each.
Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. 1,500
Nope.
ad.
Nope.
That's worth giving all the priceless relics back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'd even.
So we
try to
each
steal
get
those.
375.
Yep, that sounds right. And then the guy had 100 on him too. The Vidok had 100 on him.
So we each get 25 of that.
400.
So it's 400.
400 apiece.
400 even. All right.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So you guys all get.
I
So
like
let's get
that.
4,000.
Sure. Yeah. Just add another
Yeah,
zero.
just
then
add
fuck
another
it.
0. Sick. What about another one? I had 5.
I can finally
so
buy the.
You guys start doing that, and some like data scientists come in and start looking through the computers. Like they're trying to figure out like what was stolen. You guys maybe mentioned that it looks like they took information, and it looks like a few years worth of survey work are gone. And the DCI researchers, like, they haven't yet had, like, it's going to take
Control
them.
X. They didn't Control C.
I guess, yeah, they didn't copy. They took, but the researchers haven't yet had like a chance to review all of the data, so they don't know exactly what it contained. But it looks like it might be at least a couple years worth of data, including the stuff that you guys brought to them. Initially, all looks to be wiped.
Oh, it's a good thing we got a copy of that
Yeah, that's at least good. We have
on the
that.
ship. We have multiple copies.
Yes, you can see. If you would have made a big deal out of that, I might let that slide and we just entirely skip the next part of the campaign.
It just doesn't make any sense in the scheme of a digital world that we would be like, here are the files. We didn't bother to copy them to anything.
Yeah,
locally
that's true. No, I hear you.
Or back up anything.
I hear you. That is a good point. That maybe
Put it
not
all on a flash drive. Good luck.
Yeah. Yep. It's
Don't worry. Delete the
the
flash
astral
drive. Just clear it off when
transponder
you're
is
done.
able to delete all data from all of existence, I guess, in this case.
Oh, that's cool.
It is a
But
world of magic.
what they
after all.
exactly. The guys are looking at the computer trying to figure it out, and like that same head that gave you the stuff earlier, when
Whoa.
he hears that, he goes, "Oh, I hate to keep asking you guys all for help here, but is there any way that you could maybe track down where this data's been stolen and see if you can't get it back from us, or learn what they want with it? Even more so, we would be able to offer you." And he kind of looks at his data pad. He goes, 2,000 credits if you all can retrieve the stolen data and figure out who's actually responsible for this attack.
Everybody
You
want
say
to do that?
2,000 credits?
Yes, it'll be 500 apiece.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good for a museum.
We are not a mercenary company, but I do not currently have a job. What do you say, friends?
I cannot, by my own conscience, take the first deal that I am offered. So I am afraid I'm going to have to ask for just a bit more.
I would like a stipend to start my own laboratory.
What? Well, we are just a museum, but how much were you thinking?
No, not much. Just a reputation, perhaps. I would like to be able to come back and know in good faith that I'm not here as a thief or in any.
Oh, absolutely. We have no idea about your criminal backgrounds at all. We just know that you've been helpful to us. Why would we ever
good.
think that you have any sort of a bad reputation?
I just want everything expunged.
And then you
just
see,
clean slate all around.
You see one of the you see one of the data guys looking through the footage of the fight and sees, who was it, Sidmore, like pick up some of the gems and like look at them a little bit too long and almost start to put them in his backpack and then put them back down. And the data guy kind of like turns around and it goes, it's the
Hyperion does the same thing.
it's the
Yeah,
guy
we all
playing
do the same.
Galaga from the first Avengers. guys playing? Yeah, you just sit there. Yeah.
I just like the idea that you just asked this museum for a pardon. Like if I went to work for the Smithsonian and I was wanted by the FBI, I could just be like, I helped you guys, so you got to do something for me.
No,
Here,
in
here,
space-
you always be welcome.
Yeah, they're neutral ground, and I want that to be respected.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
That's all I ask. That and 2,000 for the team.
I see. So we don't want to. We want to make sure that the sun itself does not have any extradition laws. We can't be. We can't be extradited.
You can probably
back
Google that.
to the-
That's not
to
going to
the
be like a
back-
hidden thing. You know, you can look that up.
I mean,
Can't
what is
be
this supposed
extradited back
work
to
for
Absalom
you?
Station.
That's true. Okay. So you guys have a mission now. I will say
yeah.
there's a large section in the book now that kind of just talks about research. So I'm going to list off a couple topics. And you guys have already hit a bunch of these at this point. But if there's anything else that you guys would like to try to learn or gain information about, we can do that. Brendan.
Point of order. We didn't say this explicitly, but we absolutely took the key card and the warehouse key, right?
I think so. Yeah.
You didn't say you took I would have assumed that you took the cryogenerics key. The key for the museum is like a staff key card, so I don't know what you did with that. So yeah, if you want to tell me what you did with that.
I would have assumed that we took it.
You took it from him,
If
for
someone in the
sure.
group, says that we didn't take it, that's fine. But there were several doors that we couldn't get into earlier because we didn't have the right clearance. I feel like we should go try those doors because we've got the key card now.
Okay.
That
It
sounds
feels
fun.
like it'd be dumb for us to just completely move on from this area and be like, oh well.
Yeah, so I will narratively just tell you that you go check these rooms and they are just staff
Offices.
rooms. They're just offices. There's really nothing else going on in there. But you are able to open them with that. Go ahead.
And with no suspicion. No one's looking at us second. 'Cause we have that-
Everyone is so busy in the main area that they don't they just think that you guys are going back to your rooms. Like no one has really once you go past this door down here, like the door that you guys came in, no one is looking at you anymore. So
There wasn't anything in the glitter bomb room that we didn't pick up, right?
no.
Did we
No,
loot that
I
guy's
gave
body?
I gave you guys the loot off of his body too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's still fucking covered in glitter.
Yeah. So if you guys look at that key card, it looks like it belongs it's got a name on it. The name on it is Cecile Vand. And you guys would remember him as a half elf junior researcher who worked here. And he is
They killed
currently
Cecil?
he is currently on vacation in Castrovel.
No. He's on vacation in Castroville.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that. I've seen The Sopranos.
Dude, it is so
But
fucking
he's,
hot in
he's
my
down
room.
on vacation. Hey,
79
we took
in
him
my
out on the
office.
boat and he disappeared. I don't know what to tell you.
Cecil's out of town and he ain't gonna be back for a long time.
So okay,
Long,
let me
long
so you guys could try to learn more about the bloodshots in general. You guys could ask around about this Cecil guy and the staff card. You could try to learn more
Yeah.
about Akeshtis in general if you want, just like the race. You could try to learn more about that meltdown scrappers that you've discovered, more about the cryogenerics, the place that you discovered. You could now go back to your room and try to hack into the DCI computer network to try to learn more about what's going on within the museum itself. You could try to learn more about the transponder. And yeah, that's about all right now. So
Well, at least we don't have too many options.
yeah,
Presents it very rapidly.
well, I could
Ace
start.
would want to do a little research on the bloodshots.
Okay, that was the first one I mentioned. So, so yeah, it's gonna be, it's a computer's check to like Google it basically, or a culture's check, or like I said, you could do like your mercenary check, but you just have to let me know kind of what you want here. And
Would
there's,
it
like,
be something that, like in previous games where we do like take 20? Because like that, Ace will want to kind of want to get that information, kind of. Like he's gonna want to get that
don't-
information sooner, so even if he doesn't find
Yeah.
it right away, he's gonna keep on trying.
No.
If not, that's fine.
No, yeah, I mean it
So-
makes sense that like if it's out there that you could take an extended amount of time to like Google it.
Mhm.
But like it's also
When-
based on your
Yeah,
intelligence.
when
You
you
could
have
be
plenty
even
of
dinged the
time
whole
to
time
devote to a
not
skills
Googling.
task, and that task has no adverse effect upon failure, you guys can take 20.
That's the big thing. If there's no
Okay.
cons to us
Yeah.
trying it over and over again.
Yeah, there's no real cons here
Okay.
to just taking a long time to Google, use the infosphere to learn what you can about the blood shots.
That'll
So
be
you guys,
Ace's
yeah,
primary focus.
sure. So yeah, you recognize the name and logo now. So you hold on, let me see here. So based on like security reports and news feeds,
Mhm.
actually you would know that the Bloodshots operate out of a junkyard in Corona called the Meltdown. Let's see. Yeah, and I don't think you really know. I mean, I kind of gave you everything else, so they let's see. You would know that they recently bought Cryogenerics, and that's where the guy claimed they
Wait.
sent the data to.
Wait, the Bloodshots own Meltdown Scrappers?
Uh-huh.
Okay, so it's not just a coincidence that they named their base the Meltdown.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So I guess here's the question. So you guys, you don't really feel like you're on a time crunch right now. So are you just going to spend time online researching all of these things?
I'm gonna
I
Potentially.
go take
certainly
a shower.
can. I don't have to sleep.
Okay. All right. Well, let me just go through and give you all the information that you would get based off computer checks here. I'll just read through that, and then we can go from there. So if I go down to the meltdown section here, so let's see. So Meltdown Scrappers is listed in the local business directory as a pawn shop, and you'd learned that the previous owner of the pawn shop was a human man named Charik Luprador, and that man died
Wait.
several years ago.
So
Oh, one of those.
it's a pawn shop that bought an entire company?
Yep,
Business must be booming.
that's what the business directory has it listed as a pawn shop. And Charak died several years ago, but he left the business to someone named Throsh Ved, and that's Throsh, Throsh Ved. You would also learn that the place is known, Meltdown is known as a gang-related site and headquarters for the Bloodshots, and the Bloodshots, is a gang that is run. This is you can get this information out from the computer check. It is a gang run by someone called Mama Throsh, and whose members are primarily Ikeshtis.
It's called Mama Throsh?
Mama
Like
Throsh
the
is
Throsh that took over the pawn shop?
potentially, yep, that would be the assumption there. It's interesting because they're
Okay,
like
so-
these are varying levels of computers checks to get this information, but if you could take 20 at it, I don't see why you wouldn't be able to find this information given enough time, right? So, like, what's
I mean,
your
yeah.
what's
might
your
be
computer's
good
check
on-
at, Brendan? Like, what's your
It's plus 11.
okay?
So,
Yeah,
like,
so
the
like
ma-
that was a
the-
DC 25, so like you would get that
Okay.
information.
That's,
So
that-
anything
that's-
over anything over 31, you wouldn't be able to get basically, like if
Right.
they take 20.
Yep.
So
Are we
I
put
think that's
on
fair.
Any government watch lists? That's my
Probably
real
no,
question.
probably Hyperion knows how to get around that at this point. But you know that the Bloodshots are suspected of smuggling
asked the
and
museum.
larceny. Smuggling and larceny, especially of vehicles and equipment the scrapyard can recycle. Let me see if you learn anything else about the cryogenerics now. Yeah, so you learned that a business called Meltdown Scrappers acquired cryogenics last year. You would also learn that more than one group of security professionals among the numerous independent Corona firms has marked cryogenics as a front operation for the Bloodshots. You also learn that a gang called Sirico wants to take control of the warehouse. And this is like from police reports. Like there's been like gang fights over this warehouse.
Spherical.
I might be saying it wrong. It's SIROCCO.
Oh, Sirocco.
Sirocco. Sure. Yeah, so you guys learned that, again, multiple professionals, security professionals, have marked it as a front operation for the Bloodshots, which is kind of what you've assumed at this point. And you guys also learned that a gang called Sirocco wants control of the warehouse.
All right. And to be clear, do I find out what colors the Scrappers and Sirocco wear?
No. I mean, these guys were wearing white. Like the Bloodshots were wearing mostly white. So,
Okay. So
or at least
white versus
my AI images of these guys are white. So
we'll assume Sirocco is something crazy like orange.
orange, yeah. I think that's a good sun color. Let's see. Is there anything else that you would gain? Okay, so if you want to roll an actual, actually it doesn't say there's any negatives here. So if you are kind of like playing around with the computer and maybe you take a second and look at this this transponder as well, and you are able to cross-reference location data with a map of the archipelago, and you can see that this device was in fact sending data to cryogenics. Like that is
Okay.
where it sent data to.
Data was stolen.
Right.
It's important. Sounds like larceny to me.
Uh-huh. That's what they do, smuggling and
Something like
larceny. So that is a lot. Like that probably took you a couple hours, if not more, to gather all this information, taking 20 multiple times
Oh, for sure.
to get all this information.
Everybody else has gone to bed.
Yeah, Hyperion's just sitting there. Green, maybe? I don't know what color you are when you're
I'm yellow.
just Googling.
Actually, I tried to turn orange, but I don't have that color. I just want to make sure they know my affiliation.
Sure. You chose your gang. Okay. So is there anything else that anyone would like to research here? You've kind of touched on everything. You could still like ask around about this this staff card if you think that there's anything there. But that's really about it.
I don't have the social skills, so somebody else wants to take that one.
I do not have social skills.
Social
Yeah.
what?
I just say like this. You could try to look into this key card that the guy used to get in. This Cecil, this guy that's out of town.
I assumed it was going to be like the next area that we could go into, but it sounds like instead that's how he got in. So I don't know what we could find out about how he got a hold of it.
I mean, I can ask it. I can ask them whenever they get there. And,
Yeah, I'll say yeah too. If you're asking about it, Dib is also around, and maybe hears you ask about it.
Wait. What color is Nib wearing?
Nib is wearing pink. I'll pull it. I'll throw her on the map. If you hover
pretty
over
close to
her
white.
now,
You sure you want to do that?
she's there.
What if she's with these guys?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's just a red away from white.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
That's
all right.
just a
Ask
wide
away
range
if
of
you
people.
want. I'm just
But
naturally
she would go if you start asking people. She goes, well, it's kind of against protocol, but I assume he just left his card in the lab, knowing he could probably retrieve it when someone brought him back to the museum after his trip. We've never really had a security problem here, so everyone's a little bit more lax than maybe they should be. But that would be my guess.
No likely story.
But if you
There's,
want to actually
Ace-
go ask someone else too, you certainly can ask around as well.
I think Ace will kind of make note of the name on the badge.
Okay.
And try and like whenever we go and investigate at the
Just keep that in mind.
yeah, at the place and see like if this name comes up in the whenever we go to the Bloodshot's hideaway or whatever.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, that works for me. Okay. So you guys are kind of in a situation now where you can rest, maybe take a full night's rest if you haven't already. You guys can sleep here, but then it's probably time to head to Corona, like to head to that bubble. But you're really, I mean, you don't feel like you're in a gigantic rush here. So if you guys wanted to explore around, you could. If you want to try to go find someone in
Explore what?
Corona
Like the
to like
museum?
to like
Or
buy
just the
no
area?
like the
Oh,
whole
okay.
Verde archipelago.
Gotcha.
You can head to where you like these locations that we've discussed are, you know, because you're in search of this data. But there's lots of shops and restaurants and hotels and things to do, all sorts of things that could be going on. But just kind of let me know from the museum after this evening, after this research, kind of what you guys are feeling and thinking here.
Once we have a night's rest or something and
Uh-huh.
are a little fresh, I think Ace will mention to Hyperion, just posted in the chat, if he knows what that spell gem in the what do you think is in the spell that's in this gem here? It looks. I know you did some pretty good work with the one that you had earlier.
Yeah, I think identifies on the Technomancer list, so I could cast it. It's usually just there to help identify magical items.
Mm-hmm.
So we could have used it on the transponder if we needed to.
Yeah. Skill, it's a 10 point bonus to skill checks to identify properties and command words or passwords of items. So.
Cool. Oh, so we could get through like key cards and stuff if they're like magically sealed or something.
Maybe, yeah. There may be some usage for that. But I'm thinking like the carbon skin graphite might be better light armor than what we have if somebody hasn't looked at it yet.
I have
like-
heavy armor, so I'm not gonna take it. But yeah, you guys, if anyone wants it, go for it.
Yeah. But like all of the other like long swords, knives, pulsecaster rifles, second skins, like all that stuff that we've already outgrown, I feel like we could sell all that and probably have a decent amount of loot.
Yep.
But I don't know. I can't click on anything.
I don't
It
know
makes it
why
difficult to.
It's not. You can't even click on it. It won't let you click on anything in shared.
Well, I mean, we can click on it, but there's none of the buttons that are there, like transfer, sell, equip. Like that's not.
Yeah.
They're not there.
I feel like I'm seeing the same thing. I just don't know why.
I can start tallying it up over here. Want to? I'm gonna keep the batteries until further notice.
Go for it.
I do want. I don't. Man, Dylan
But-
wants a longsword, but Sonny doesn't need it. I might get one of those large attachments for my rifle, so I might have a bayonet. Might
It's
do
sell 10%.
that. Yeah.
Yep. I don't know. It's so weird. It's like I haven't.
One of the knives that's in there is mine because I transferred it over to see if I could transfer it back, and I cannot.
Really? Huh.
Yep.
Yeah, it's like there's like a checkbox next to everything too, and I can't click the checkbox from my end.
Well,
Yeah, I can't
there's
click it either.
yeah. Yeah, I can't get any of that.
But yeah, it definitely worked last time we did it because I put all the gear in there and you guys were able to pull all of it out. I wonder, something must be up with the Azure server that the guys
That could
running the
be.
stuff off on right now.
That could be.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
because I can see the buttons on my inventory, but I can't see it on the shared part.
Yeah.
So I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
try another thing. Add equipment. have an arc pistol here. Transfer it to shared. You see another static arc pistol there? There should be 2. Can you do anything different with either of them?
Nope.
Nope.
And I thought maybe it's like, oh, maybe I'm supposed to add it some other way, but I can't. I don't see any other option to like take stuff out of shared.
Yeah, my guess is something that's just busted right now. Okay, so while you guys are doing that, let me just read to you a little bit about a couple of the things that you guys could go do. Actually, let me do this real quick here. I'm gonna check the. Actually, does he have? All of his blue sky stuff is just him. Yeah, Hephaestus official hasn't posted anything for 2 days.
I think if we sell all that stuff that I listed out, it's 86.75 credits apiece. So we could do 3 of us get 87 and 1 of us gets 86, I think. I'll take 86, I don't care.
Sweet, he does all the work and takes less coins for it. That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm gonna be back next time.
What a Chad.
Okay. So the
But
Corona.
I think that's just the weapons and armor. So I don't, if we could have a long roleplay session where we go to individual vendors, just like, would you like this battle glove? It was used to try to steal equipment from a museum.
I am not going to worry about you guys selling stuff, but if you want to buy some stuff, maybe we'll talk about.
Sir, would you like this battle glove?
Sure.
Was used to steal. Oh, okay.
I'll give you 10% of its original value.
Okay, that's reasonable. That would be 10 credits, I believe, according to the MSRP.
Sure, here you go.
On a Cestus battle glove.
Okay.
Also, I have this knife.
Right.
So with every sale, I would like my record expunged.
So you guys can, just let me know in one of the notes. I don't have the Discord chat pulled up, just kind of what I need to try to figure out how to get rid of afterwards, if not everything from that list. So while you
we still have backpacks and batteries, which we can split up between the people that need them. Justin said he was taking the med patches. There's one more serum of healing.
Yeah. Well, I was planning on taking both, and I was using one, but if someone else wants to take the other one, that is fine too.
I assume we'll stash the astral transponder wherever our stuff is. I'll take the spell gem of Identify, and there's a sticky bomb grenade if anybody wants grenades.
I'm good.
Not proficient in them, but if no one else wants them, I'll take it because I have another grenade as well.
Sure.
Yeah, they're good for terrain control.
Yeah, just in case. Did someone take that armor?
Terrain.
No.
No, I'm good on armor.
The
we're
carbon
good
skin
on
graphite.
one.
The carbon skin's not
Yeah.
better than what you got. Okay.
Still this shit.
No, I
If
already
no one
got it.
else can take it, I'll take it because I think it's just 1 point better than everything that I've got.
Take it.
Have at thee.
So what can we do around the city, Austin?
So before you guys go,
I'm assuming
I want to talk to you a little
that,
bit, like maybe while Hyperion was Googling stuff the night before, he kind of looked into the city a little bit. Maybe he just learned some generic information about this other bubble. So you would know that this bubble is more low income, I guess. It is the bubble does not work as well here. So this the Corona has like a malfunctioning solar shield. So just occasionally beams of intense heat lance through the community. Just like beams of actual just straight sun energy shoot through the community. So those like that type of people that aren't resistant to heat can be like blinded by sudden intense light, sickened by radiation leaks, or pummeled by a sudden change in pressure. But the locals have basically kind of like adapted to that and have kind of got a feel for things and learn how to avoid it. The shield doesn't work as well here, so the temperature is always 105 degrees or right around there all the time. So, which is considered very hot, like in the core rule book. So, if you lack fire resistance, you require 2 to 3 times as much water each day to endure these conditions. This is kind of a fun one, and I did not play into this when I made the art or maps or anything, but it's kind of cool to think of. So the poor polarization of this particular bubble's like shield also means the district is regularly bathed in intense orange yellow light. So it mutes blues, greens, and purples, and can cause like unprotected skin to like quickly sunburn.
You said orange light, right?
I'm dying in this fucking country
exactly.
ass fucked up town.
Yeah, exactly. So it makes sense. But yeah, exactly. That's basically what it is. So you would know that like go ahead.
I was gonna say one of the items that I picked up the last time we went shopping was that solar cloak, so I can recharge the batteries in my inventory.
Yeah, you would be charging all the time.
Just 10 minutes of it's 10 minutes of sun exposure, and I can give myself like 10 charges or something like that. So all of my batteries are now back up to full because I also have the cantrip that I can move charges around.
Yeah.
That's dope.
You would know that like the main feature of Corona 2 is the Brass Bazaar. And the Brass Bazaar is a massive anarchy market of haphazard stalls, and it sprawls across much of this bubble. The market has several layers arranged like a crater composed of irregular tiers, much of it far newer than the ancient structure supporting it. So there's merchants on spires and balconies that sell wares to traders that are naturally capable of flight or that are in flying vehicles. And on the labyrinthine main levels, sales carts and tents of fireproof composite or metal fiber nestle between larger operations. And sub-levels offer some respite from the light and heat, but these bear more risk of other energy-related mishaps. So there's like a set of like powerful merchants and well-compensated security forces that kind of try to impose some sort of a measure of order within this larger mercantile operation. But despite this stability, Corona overall is a haven for criminals, fugitives, and smugglers. And without a civil authority to enforce building standards, it's a chaotic mess of rickety tenements, temporary stalls, unlicensed industrial work sites, and starships converted into long-term structures. But all of these things mean that traveling through here probably isn't going to be the most easy of times.
Fair.
Yeah.
So I would say you guys aren't there
Good for
yet,
you.
but you can travel there now if that is what you would like to do.
Would this
Ooh, got it.
area be a place where one could obtain an ability crystal, or
I would
get
think
that
so. Yeah, absolutely.
here,
Shit.
or
Yeah, there's definitely
You have enough gold for an ability crystal? That's wild.
yeah? I haven't. I've been saving up.
how much is the first ability crystal or the first level ability crystal?
1400.
1400.
Okay.
I've been saving up for.
Let's say you guys just got a good little another 500 or 400 credits, right? 500, 400? Yeah, good little
Yeah, I'm
change.
35 away from
400.
that. Actually, could I sell something? I have Rapture Dust. It's probably
Yeah,
only
so
using
is that what you guys are? You guys heading to the Brass Bazaar to start trying to go sell stuff to people? Like, is that the plan
Yep.
here now?
I'm down. Yeah. We've had a long rest, so I'm.
Yeah,
I'm
everyone
down
make
for
sure
that.
you've marked the long rest on your sheet. You have had that. Looking for yeses from everyone.
Yes, we're going there. We're going
Head
there.
into the Brass Bazaar. Okay.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
yeah,
throw
as
my
soon as you
shit around.
guys get off, like you're kind of not super used to it at this point, but you've traveled a number of these like God, what do they call them? I just read it. the energy like tethers. Energy tethers that bind everything together. Like, you guys have traveled these a number of times, but I will say, like, the first thing you notice when you get to this one is it is very obvious. Like, the color is different and it is just fucking hot. So how are your characters dealing with that? Is that something that you think that the characters don't like? Are we seeing Sidmore
God.
here? Is Ramdis out? Like, is the fur, black fur?
Sidmore's still here. Wait, what
Okay.
time is it?
I would say you guys probably left in the morning, right? You tell me. Did you leave in the morning? Like, when the next morning when you got up? Is that your first thing
think
that you had here?
so.
Okay. It probably took a
Ace
couple
is
of
an early
hours.
riser, so he probably would be ready to go at any once sun's up.
Sure. Yeah, so it's probably close to noon, if not right around noon. It's about it takes 4 or 5 hours to get here probably. So.
Okay, well, Sidmore is he's all black. So this sucks.
It's crazy. I didn't notice color.
So he
Good job, Jim, for not
is
noticing.
immediately like, "Oh my, this is very hot. We should look for cover. Maybe somewhere to go inside, some shade."
Ace turns to him and says, "You want me to find you an umbrella?"
That could help.
We could just move from palm tree to palm tree if you'd like.
So
How tall is Ace?
Most of our armor has environmental protections.
It has environmental
Yeah.
protection, but it's still hot. Like, you're not taking damage from it, but it is still uncomfortable. Like, you can still feel when things are hot or cold. So
I've got these chemical cold packs that I brought because I knew we were coming to the sun.
Sure.
Sonny could whip those out like a well-prepared mom out of his little purse.
You pull them out and you notice that some of the stalls that are like right off of, like, when you get off of the energy tethers, like, are selling similar things. Like, they know that, like, any tourists that come here are gonna notice. And it's you're not any
bloodline,
yeah, exactly. You're not any closer to the sun here. It's just this place is more run down, and the solar shield literally just doesn't work as well.
Oh my god.
Ace is not comfortable, but he's dealing with it. He was
Sure.
probably deployed to
Yeah, and again, it's not
rougher areas.
You guys aren't gonna die from it or anything, but like you are having to like drink more water, and like it's you're sweating and it's just uncomfortable, and like part of the reason that we talked about, do you like the heat or the cold? And you're like, you're on the sun, so hopefully you like the heat, type of thing. So yeah, if you guys head down to the Brass Bazaar, it's not super far away because it spans, like, you can kind of see it on the map just a little bit here. Like, it is kind of this whole area here. Like, yeah, there's some other buildings along the edge, but like this Brass Bazaar, and again, it's kind of like crater shaped, so it kind of goes down, and it's got like these edges to it, and it's got these spires that only people that can fly can get to, which is so funny because that's very much like what we're doing in Pathfinder right now.
Yeah,
I feel like we're literally like in the ethereal market where there's only like you're on stalactites. It's just funny how that works out. You do notice when you guys get down to this area that there are shops here that are selling things that maybe you haven't seen before, and your characters maybe haven't seen before. You see one shop that looks like they're selling some sort of solar flare grenades, which is pretty cool. There's some unique like pilot's gear, like some pilot's helmets and they're called white knuckle gloves, all very expensive. You notice that there are like some of these places around the edge, and then also like deep down where it's a little bit cooler are kitchens where you guys can buy food. There's a place called the Grand Master's Kitchen, and they sell things such as flame melon juice and Ruthig milk tea and sunbean ice, which are all magic items, basically, as like far as the game is concerned. So if that was anything that you guys would like to look at, I would strongly recommend looking at those because they are kind of cool and relevant for what you guys are currently doing. So again, that's flame melon juice, Ruthig milk tea, and sunbean ice. I guess I can briefly say it too. So flame melons are grown in hot climates. So the next time you take a full night's rest after drinking a glass of flame melon juice, you recover an additional 5 hit points. Ruthig milk tea. For 1 hour after you drink it, you are not affected by areas of low radiation. And fortitude saving throws to avoid contracting radiation sickness. You get to roll 2 and take the better result. And then sunbeam ice. For 1 hour after you drink it, you treat hot environments as if they were 1 step lower. It has no effect on heat exposure due to direct contact, like touching lava or boiling water, but you won't get heat stroke with it, basically. So a couple things here that kind of relate back to the heat. It's hot, and you really haven't noticed it before because all the bubbles have worked pretty well, but you're really noticing it here now. So. Okay, so heading down to go buy some stuff. Does anyone, without putting you on the spot here, if you don't know what you're gonna get other than Justin, you can worry about it off air, that sort of thing. But does anyone else have anything specific they're looking for outside of the ability crystal?
I am going to pull out of my pocket this burned out spell gem of Verdant Code and say, this came in handy in a pinch. I wonder if I could find someone else who's capable of coding another spell gem.
Sure. So you say that as you're walking down. Does everyone want to go with Hyperion? Are you guys sticking together when you get here? Or kind of what does that look like? Is this are you guys a tight-knit group? Okay.
Because I'm gonna go buy my own thing, but I'm gonna wait for Brendan.
Okay. So Sidmore splits off. Is everyone else with Hyperion?
I don't know. I've never been on a mission where I've gotten so much free range. This is exciting. I suppose I can go with the wizard.
I would probably stick fairly close. I wouldn't be, right next to anyone, but like.
Sure, yeah. It's like it's a pretty busy market, so.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you find a merchant who specializes in spell gems. And you're kind of having a conversation with this guy. He's like, "Yes, I would be happy to fill this for you."
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
I don't want to. And you're having this conversation with him, and everyone else is kind of maybe hanging around while you're talking to him, looking through this kind of shop, except for Sidmore, who's kind of gone off on his own. All 3 of you give me a perception check.
I have the feeling that I'm being watched, but I have no knowledge of it because I got like a 9.
Okay.
18.
Okay.
I've got a.
Sorry, it's upside down. 6.
29.
29. Okay.
Perception.
29 perception. So
Damn.
That's actually really good. So
Perceptive as fuck.
I'm good at like a couple things.
So Sonny's looking around and realizes that everyone is kind of like walking away from this shop. Like everyone's kind of starting to like leave. And Sonny just kind of takes some steps back at the same time too. And at this moment, a solar plume, as the shield breaks apart, shoots down from the shield right into this spot. I'm going to need the 2 of you, Ace and Hyperion, to give me a reflex save as one of these solar plumes that I mentioned before shoots through the town, and everyone casually noticed except for you 2.
13.
16.
Okay, DC 14, so we have a pass and a fail. This is gonna be some stuff. Give me one moment.
Oh, no.
as I
Oh, no.
get these die.
I'll take an orbital laser in any context. I'm fine with it.
Is the hologram gonna get radiation poisoning?
Rolls 5 dice.
It's 4.
Go ahead,
Oh,
Alex. Go
yeah.
ahead and let us see what they are.
Fuck you.
You say
Okay,
fuck you.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
You are going to take 14 points of electricity and fire damage, and Ace is going to take 7. And both of you are going to experience low-level radiation exposure. unless you were actually immune to it.
I don't know.
And after this hits, and you like try to roll out of the way, and one of you doesn't, like just a couple seconds later, the crowd like starts to kind of like come back in, and the guy like kind of stepped back, the guy that you were talking to right about the time it hit, and had like a piece of metal or something above his shop that helped protect him. But yeah, I
As everybody
actually
comes walking back in, they find it hilarious.
yeah. Let's see.
Out-of-towners.
I'm
So,
immune to
look at him.
bleed, disease, death effects, poison, non-lethal damage, and sleep effects.
Not
But
radiation.
I don't see radiation.
It kind of feels cool that like a hologram would get radiation.
Says type is
Yeah,
poison.
that makes sense.
Oh yeah,
Is
type
it
is
poison?
poison. It does say poison. Type poison.
Yeah, radiation is a type of
think I'm
poison,
immune to
so
it.
you should be immune.
Okay,
to
you're
it.
immune. Okay, so the only person we have to worry about here is Ace. Ace is going to get low level radiation. So let me read through this just a little bit here. So radiation is an emanation poison, meaning that a victim only needs to enter an area with radiation to be affected by it. Let's see. The closer one gets, blah blah blah. Lists the maximum level of radiation in an area. The radiation continues to blah blah blah. A creature that leaves an area suffused with radiation is essentially cured, ending the source of. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, radiation can give you radiation sickness, is what it is. So a low level of radiation just means you have a DC 13 fortitude save.
What is my fortitude? Okay, fortitude's not bad. It's 15.
Oh, well then, unless you roll a natural one, you should be good.
Say it's 15.
No, sorry, +5. Sorry, if that was the case.
Oh, you rolled a 15?
No. My fortitude save is a +5, and I probably just
Okay.
worded that very weirdly.
Okay,
sorry.
got it. You're good. Okay, so yeah, go ahead and give me the roll on that.
Rolled a 10, so I got a 15.
15. Okay, so you are good.
There
You
you
do not get radiation sickness. You're fortuitous enough to hold off that radiation. So, but yeah, okay. So you're able to continue selling with this guy.
Probably still not feeling great, but
No, yeah, definitely
no.
not feeling great. Might have to sit down in a shadier spot, maybe. Okay. So you're able to get your spell gem. No worries, regular price, that sort of thing. Sidmore, what are you off doing by yourself? You maybe see this solar beam, for lack of a better term, shoot down from the sky here and kind of blasts an area, and then everyone kind of continues on. Maybe hear a couple people scream. Maybe what sounds like a hologram screaming. I don't know what hologram screaming sounds like, but what are you looking to buy?
We can laugh about it now. We're all right, you know.
Jesus Christ!
Um,
Really something for everything.
So I had kind of an idea to
Okay.
throw you.
Sure, I love.
Could it? You said this was like a little bit of a lower end town.
Uh-huh.
It could kind of be said that they're kind of looking to make a deal. Maybe could I potentially make a deal with one of these guys to lower the prices of an item?
Maybe. Let me hear what you have to. Actually, hold on. Let's see. There is a hunt bargains, and I'm gonna. We talk about this for everyone too. If we find, Brendan, that you would have rather have done this, you scour markets, bartering, comparing prices, finding promotions, other discounts to hunt down the absolute best bargain on gear. Activity: choose a specific piece of equipment with an item level of at least 5. Oh wait. And your character level that is available in your current settlement. Okay. I'm not sure on that. Okay, so attempt a skill check using either computer or diplomacy. Okay. Okay, so what do you have a specific item in mind that you're trying to get here?
Yeah.
Okay, what's the item's level? You don't have to tell me what it is, but what's the item's level? It should say somewhere on it.
Yeah. Let me look it up. What's up?
Or you tell me what it is and I can find it too.
It's just an ability crystal, Mark 1.
Okay.
Level 3 item? Is it? 3 or 4?
I don't remember. It's an augmentation, right? Yeah, it's a level 3 item. Okay. So I don't think. Let's see. Technically, no. Technically, by the rules, you can only find something that's 5 levels lower than what your current level is with a bargain. I'm going to let you do it. It's going to be more expensive here. Usually, if you succeed, it lowers the price by 10%. So you can save 10%. So how much are you needing to save here?
Quite a bit. Because it's 1400 and
75%.
I could pay 1250.
Yeah.
More than 10%.
Yeah, it's going to be more than 10%. So I don't think that you're going to be able to get a good enough deal to pay for that yet. Now, that's not to say that you guys, couldn't do a few things, do a couple missions here, do whatever, loot some people and get enough money to, get it while you're here. But I don't think you're
Would
going to
you
be
like
able to get
borrow
enough
about
good deal
50
right now.
credits?
Yeah, you can also ask people around. I would let you, how much? Okay, so how much is it? Let me see. Let me actually give you some valid numbers here. Let's see. Let me do some math here. And by do math, I mean Google some math. I could probably get you down to like 1350, maybe 1300. Because like it's 10% is only, what's 10% of, that's 130, or 140. So normally it'd only be 140 credits off. But that's only if you're 5 levels lower.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that 1300 is fair if it's not that much. So how much are you off? How much money do you have?
I've 1276. 1278.
Okay, so yeah, if you could borrow some money from someone and then also successfully make the deal, then you could do it.
Okay.
So you have to, I have to hear you. I guess you don't have to convince me. You got to convince one of your party members to give you some credits here.
I can lend you 20.
He needs 28.
22. 22.
I'll give you the 22, but you got to pay me back with interest.
With interest.
How much? Wait, how much interest?
TBD.
It's 10% every time we level up.
Every time we level up.
That's fun.
Okay, so how much would that be if we
100.
leveled up once in between now?
It would be
22
more credits, I think. So
10% of 20 is 2, so it's gonna like 2 credits, 3 credits.
Damn good deal.
I'll do it.
All right.
Okay, so now you have the 1300, but now
Yeah.
you gotta succeed this check. Okay.
Yeah.
So
We haven't succeeded the check yet?
yeah,
Jeez.
No.
now he's got enough money to feel like he could find the deal. Okay, so the DC of the check, I'm just going to tell you this, so we're very open about it. So this can be a big check. If you have I gave everyone 1 star point to start with, right? Everyone has a star. Did I do that? I don't remember.
Yeah, everyone has 1.
Okay, cool. So
but
just keep that in
Brendan
mind
and
here.
I have 2.
I'm not
Yeah.
gonna use it on this. So.
Sure. Okay, so the DC of the check is equal to 20 plus 1.5 times the item's level. So you're looking at what's 3 times 1.5 is just going to be plus the 1, so 4, so 24.
24 to what's the roll?
Diplomacy.
Diplomacy. I can do that.
Okay. So you're looking around. You're really trying to talk to the people in this brass bazaar. God damn it.
Got Brendan with it.
That was
That's good.
hilarious.
Come on, baby. Come on, baby. I don't do it. Damn it.
No! What'd you get?
By 3 points.
Damn. You sure? I mean, you could use your start point, even though you already know the results of it. It's kind of cheating, but you could use a start point.
No, it's okay. Brendan, you can keep your money.
Okay.
I just don't get it.
All right.
It's just not meant to be. Not right
Okay.
now.
So let's keep that. That's going to be my homebrew rule here. If the item is level 1 minimum, then you guys could get 10% off. But the actual rule of the game is it has to be 5 levels lower than your character level, and then you could get up to 10% off.
So I have to be a level 6 to start even using that?
Yeah, I think so.
To get it to level 1?
Yeah, I think
But
so.
level 1
Wow.
items are fun. That we'd be.
Yeah.
It's more fun.
It's
for
kind
the
of
game
a
for us to
it's
buy
a really hardcore
first.
rule, but also you're getting a 10% off. So that's why I'm changing it to
Mhm.
be you could do as long as it's below your character level, then you can get 5% off.
Thanks,
I
God.
think I think that's fair. I'm not super worried about I probably haven't given you as much money as you are supposed to get anyway. I feel like this is the first time in the book where they're just like, here's how much money they get, and here's how much they will get if they finish this mission. So I'm excited about that. But
So yeah, after that, he's a little upset that he didn't get the deal because he just couldn't quite talk his way into it. And he's fucking hot as shit because it's hot outside. So he's gonna go into a nearby what he thinks is a restaurant. Turns out it's a cantina. And we'll hear from him in a little while.
okay.
Exactly.
So are the rest of you just kind of still walking around shopping for deals, maybe looking for Sidmore, or kind of what are you guys doing?
Yeah, I need to get to 1,000 credits to be able to afford jump jets. This is the next thing that I want to get, but I don't have anywhere near that. I've got 600 credits right now, so.
And what does the ability crystal do that gives you a +1 on?
Plus
ability.
2 to
Just
any of your
that.
stats.
Oh, it's +2. Oh, okay.
Are you wanting to try to do something like that too?
I mean, that sounds pretty good.
Ability crystals are great. There's like 3 different
like that.
kinds too. Like
Mhm.
they all do
Yeah.
the same thing, but like thematically you could choose any of them, I think.
Yeah, you could give
Mhm.
yourself a parasite or a magical augmentation or a technological augmentation that
Yeah.
makes you stronger.
But I can't
Basically.
do
I think
it.
it's
Is it right that I can't do
Can't do one of
get to
each.
20 from it?
Yep.
Or can I get to 20 from it? Is there a
It
cap?
should,
I
it
don't-
should
I don't think there's a
say.
cap.
I don't know if there's a.
No, it just
anything
says
like
plus
I
that.
think the
2
only cap-
points to single. Yeah, you just can't. Once you use a Mark 1 of any kind, the next time you do it, you have to get a Mark 2, which
Yeah.
is significantly more expensive.
And it can't be in the same stat.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
I see.
It's a personal
also-
upgrade, is what it is.
Yeah, I think the 20 cap is just when you're creating your character. Nothing can go above a 20,
Okay.
but I'm not sure.
Okay.
That's kind of a. Is anybody
Okay.
buying any of this juice? What were the 3 things? Like we could get milk tea or flame melon juice or something else.
I was thinking of getting the one that, with the, after getting that exposure, I was thinking of
Yeah.
getting the one that
Let's keep
that
this on
helps
me.
with that.
Yeah, 1 second. It is. I didn't.
Well, so the
actually
thing
cut it out.
is, I can cast
it-
life bubble,
Nice.
and life bubble will make us immune to like inhaled poisons. It will make us immune to temperatures between a certain
Doesn't help with
range.
radiation, though, right?
It does not help with radiation. Is the one thing that it doesn't do. And because I'm 3rd level, I can only affect 3 people with life bubble.
Oh no.
Well, and we don't necessarily want you to have to constantly be expending that spell slot.
Well, and that's the thing is I took it as a spell. We didn't use it at all 1st level and 2nd level. So I dropped it at this level and just bought a
Mhm.
spell gem for it. So I can cast it once and it will affect 3 people, but it's not everybody.
How long does that last too? It's got like a pretty
And
short.
it lasts days.
Oh, days.
It
Oh,
lasts
okay.
Interesting.
days per level. So I can cast it and then I could theoretically cast it again when I had it as a spell, but I was like, I haven't even used this yet. So if I had kept it, I would have been able to cast it with. I had 4 spell slots left yesterday. I could have cast it on everybody, and then we could have come here and been immune to fire for 3 days, basically. But
Yeah.
not immune to fire. It doesn't affect actual elemental damage. It affects environmental
mental
temperatures.
damage. Yeah.
It's like if we went into a spaceship that's like exposed to too much heat or something, and it's like 150 degrees inside,
Yeah.
and we're like, potentially all take damage from it every minute or something, then I could avoid that.
Yeah.
But
I took it as a risk there for a while. That's pretty cool.
we just never use it.
Flame melon
and
juice.
your armor does the same thing too, I think,
Yeah.
in most cases. So
Yeah. Flame melon
it feels
juice,
kind of silly.
Ruthig milk tea, and sunbeam ice. They are
What's the
Which
last
400
one?
sunbeam ice, SUN, and bean, and then ice.
Mhm.
It's only 80 credits. The milk
And that's
tea
the
is
one that-
220, and the flame melon juice is 480. They're
Which is
level
the one
two-
that does the protection from the radiation? And was that
The
correct
tea.
that it's after you you drink it, then have
for
a long
1
rest?
hour after you
Oh,
drink
just 1 hour.
Ruthig milk tea, you are not affected by areas of low radiation. In addition, during this time, you can roll twice on your fortitude saving throw to avoid contracting radiation sickness and take the better results. Drinking multiple servings of Ruthig milk tea increases the duration, but the effects do not stack. But they're fairly expensive for the amount of money that you guys have right now, other than the bean ice, which is only 80,
Yeah,
which isn't bad. But
If it was something that would be protective, like for the whole day, I'd be
Yeah,
more.
sure.
But it's just an hour, and we don't know when these
Yeah.
things are gonna.
it's definitely like something like, as
happen.
far as like the game is concerned, you would want to drink before like you go into like a fight or enter some sort of a building or something where you expect that sort of thing to happen. But
That's fair.
yeah, if you're just hanging out, that's pretty pricey to get that bonus for. So
Yeah.
The boss
Um,
arena's in a volcano on the sun.
exactly.
Let me drink this heat resistance potion.
Okay. Well, let me read this one last event here, and then we could probably wrap up for the evening. So I think
Well, that's
that,
a bit.
there's one last thing here. So you dodge. So yeah, you guys are. The three of you are kind of still wandering around, looking for any good deals, maybe trying to find where Sidmore went here. And you see, this like blue-haired, elven-looking woman who's kind of like standing up a little bit higher, like on a pedestal, and she's got a large crowd gathered around this booth that she's at, and she sounds like she's giving some sort of a pitch here. So like it's the winding alleys of Corona open into a small plaza. I guess I kind of gave this description before I actually just read the flavor text. Where a throng gathers around a woman in flowing skirts and a sparkling vest that matches the supernatural glitter in her eyes. She catches sight of newcomers and extends a hand. The crowd parts like water, and she draws near with unnatural swiftness. Ha ha! My new friends! No doubt these wearisome streets have run you raw, and I can only say that I empathize. They batter me down just as surely, and the only difference, my friends, between you and me is that I manage to greet every single morning fresh and renewed. Invigorated and ready. How do I manage such a feat, you no doubt ask? Not with pillows or pills, no! But with this wondrous device, this perplexing, penultimate, patent, and pained palliation, the Atablossom. Yes, imported at great personal expense from the wondrous genie laboratories of the distant plane of air. This device blends magic and technology and heretofore unexplained genius, restoring vitality as you sleep. Yes, with an Atablossom, no injury is too great, no ailment too malignant. You'll sleep like a baby and then awaken like one reborn. The silvery iridescent sphere in her hand hums quietly before sliding open like a flower. Now, how much would you expect to pay to never need a doctor again? To never bother your neighborhood mystic? Would you pay 5,000 credits? No. 4,000? Preposterous. Not even 3 or even 2. No, today, and today only, because I can tell you are injury-prone daredevils, I shall practically donate this wonder to you for a meager 1,000 credits. So how many should I wrap up for you? And we'll see what you guys have to say next week. Thank you, stream.
You take credit.
We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.